Anyway, let me get in that mall, the Sun Mall, and let me introduce you to a very special place that reappears in every single Persona game. The Velvet Room. Velvet Room. My master has a very long nose. Thank you, Margaret. Anyway, welcome to the Velvet Room. You can call upon your inner self in this room. Please, show me your persona. What is your desire? So, here we have Igor talking to us, who looks extremely evil, but is actually one of the nicest people in the entire series, and is actually the only character to reappear in every single, like actual character, not demon or, persona, to reappear in every single Persona game, along with the Velvet Room itself. However, the singer, Belladonna over there, and the piano player, or the pianist, Nameless, do not appear in anywhere else except for this game and the Persona 2 duology. Now, it's time to get into fusion. What is your desire? Self-service means that you can look at the chart for yourself to see what things you want to fuse, and full service is to have... You know what, I'll explain it for you. Obviously, C card is to see all the spell cards that you own at the moment. And you can delete any if you want to get rid of some. So, you always want to go for self-service. So, here we have our fusion grid. So, manual is obviously just us looking at what we can and can't fuse. By ourselves. Whereas full service is where the game automatically shows you the results, and if you click on it, you can see which cards go into it. If you want to get the most out of your fusions, then you're going to want to use the manual fusion. So here we have a bunch of different things that we can fuse. I'm going to explain all of the icons here, and if you want to skip this whole Velvet Room explanation, then just skip ahead in the video. So an X means that you can't fuse the two together. So obviously we can't fuse Goblin with itself, because, it's the exact same card. I'll explain the colors first, actually. White just means there's no special effects that go into the fusion. Blue means that I believe... You know what, hold on, let me bring up a guide for this. Because that makes explaining things much easier. Alright, Fusion Theory, Persona 1. Alright. So obviously you may also notice the little types here, the Arcana on the left over there, which I'll get into later. So, a blue fusion means that the resulting persona will have a +5 to its highest stat. So say, like if I see Hellcat here, it will get a +5 to its technique, which is very useful actually. Whereas, before it would have been 22, because it's a blue fusion, it gets 25. And as well as that, when it's a blue fusion, it gets +20 to its magic defense. Which we can't actually see on the screen. So that's that. And a red fusion is an unstable fusion. Very, very, very rarely. You can have a fusion accident midway through a fusion, which really just means that you can get a persona of the full Arcana. So this is a Magician Arcana, what it'll become. But if an accident were to happen, which the chances for an accident depends on the moon phase. If an accident were to happen, then it could become a full persona. And full persona have no weaknesses. They're strong against everything, I'm pretty sure. Which sounds really overpowered, but some of them are really high leveled, and obviously you can't use them when they're higher level than you are. So just be wary of that. And plus, it's pretty rare for a fusion accident to happen. It depends on the moon phase as well. And now I'll talk about the signs. So A circle fusion just means it's nothing extra happens. An arrow pointing right means that a random skill will be inherited from the first spell card entering the recipe. So, see, I have the first spell card going in would be Jack Frost, and the second one would be Muscat, as it's the third thing. So with this, this means that it will inherit a spell from what's the name? Jack Frost. So let's just keep an eye on that moveset there. So we got Cure All, Happy Dance, Fire, Paracure, Heal, and Sexy Dance. And now if I were to go over to the other version of that, you know, wherein Muscat goes first and Jack Frost goes second, we don't get that fire spell added. Oh no, we do. What's the name? What's the difference here? I'm sure there's a difference and I'm just missing it. So we got Happy Dance, Fire, Paracure. Happy Dance, Fire, Paracure. Heal, Sexy Dance. Heal, Sexy Dance, and Cure All. Yeah, so not entirely sure what's up with that one. But it's according to the priority. Whatever that's supposed to mean, you decide. But I'm guessing with this combo, because these two classes aren't exactly don't exactly mix well with each other. Like Jack Frost uses ice skills, and I think Muscat uses fire skills. They both cancel each other out, which I don't know. I'm just sort of thinking that's what'll happen. An arrow pointing up fusion means that a this is a very nice persona. Halo or Phalag. Hold on to it, I recommend, for the whole game, just because that one spell heal. Anyway, so yeah, if an arrow is pointing up, a skill will be inherited from the second demon entering the recipe. So basically, it's like the arrow pointing right, but the second demon gets the inheritance. In which case, zombie gets the inheritance. So let's just keep an eye on that. Again, no special stuff, but I think that happens after the fusion. You know. And also when it's pointing up, all stats will be +1. So you get an extra point to each stat. And an arrow pointing down, such as this one, unfavorable second dominance. Skill will be inherited from the second demon entering the recipe, but all stats will lose a point. Yeah, so you'll lose a point in each stat. God, Anubis is just... I mean, he's level 32, so we can't exactly get him at the moment. But yeah, you may think, wow, a lot of these personas that we confused are pretty high leveled. Well, eventually, you know, you think that. Like, I think Anubis is the highest level one. And obviously you can't get them yet. But yeah. Is there anything else I should explain? Okay, let's see. There are 2 ways to let your resultant persona learn a skill that is not in their default skill list: inheriting from the parent demon or learning a spell tablet. So spell tablets are just like spell cards that you can add in items into the fusion to give the persona an extra spell afterwards. Let's see what else. The skill inheritance follows these rules. Only one skill will be inherited. Skill from tablets have priority to skill from demons. While ranking up to rank 2, the skill will be learned. So, you know, what might be pretty cool is, you know, say like, you already learned something at rank 2 here. You know, like Spirit Norm. you learn that at rank 2, but then if you get an inherited skill alongside that, then you get 2 skills at rank 2. If the resultant persona already has that skill, then the inheritance skill will not be learned. So, yeah. And obviously, if, you know, the elements mix, so say you have a fire resulting persona, and you throw in a Jack Frost which uses ice, then obviously an ice skill isn't going to be inherited because it just doesn't match. And you can throw items into the fusion, which basically okay, so we have expendable items. It either gives a random effect or teaches a skill. Not exactly sure about that. Let's see. Stone slash tablets, they give new skills. If you give them equipment, then they will get a stat in one of their stats, a stat up in one of their stats. Gems will change the persona. So like we got an amethyst, so if we look around a bit here, actually, will the amethyst change anyone? I mean, depending on what you have, that amethyst can change a persona. Oh, well, you know, just take my word for it. And if you have totems, which, seriously, forget about these, because we won't get them for a long time. We won't get them. So, by the way, here's the percentages for creating a full persona. 4 out of 256 chance for a fusion accident to happen. So, yeah. Also, you can cause a fusion accident to occur 100% of the time if you abuse a system in the PSP version. You can search that up. But anyway, how about we actually get into making a persona? How about that? One by one. Unfortunately, you can't check your actual level while you're in the Velvet Room, which is annoying. But I think we're level 14. Yes. Actually, who's Vortec? Who's that? Oh, that one. It knows Nuke, which is like Megiddo, and it will learn Nuke more, which is Megiddo. That's incredibly good. For this point in the game. But I do believe, who's that? Muscat and Jack Frost. Will it change depending on an item? So yeah, also putting in bullets, I believe, ups the power of something. I don't know. This is not a bad persona, Virgo. I don't actually know if I want to create a persona yet, though, but I figured in case you've leveled up quite a bit more than I have, the Velvet Room is open in case you want to use its services. Also, Sumi is a very good persona. But it does have a lot of SP usage. 24 at this point in the game is a lot, so give it to Mary. And you may notice the Arcana, if you know anything about tarot cards, in the bottom left-hand corner. All that really means is what the persona is usually specialized in. So, like, say you can just tell by looking at them. So a Judgment persona is normally pretty fast. Whoops, didn't mean to press that. But yeah. Also, don't worry about the demon races. That doesn't really affect anything. Yeah, so a Judgment persona you can gather from this screen is normally very fast. Let's see, is there another Judgment persona we can find? That's not Halo? I'm gonna guess no. But we have multiple Priestess persona. Priestess is normally very good in the magic department. So we can find another Priestess persona. I know we have another Priestess in here. I'm pretty sure we do anyway. whatever, Star Persona are very fast. So yeah, really, if you're ever confused on what some of these things specialize in, then you can just check the stat screen. I'm pretty sure Hermit Persona are very good in Vitality, but Hellcat is just, you know, has a lot of magic power. Rain, Empress. Oh yeah. It knows Richter. Oh no, sorry, never mind. I was thinking of a different spell. I believe they're pretty well rounded. You know, you can just gather from the screen. Anyway, I've been in here long enough. Let's head. Anyway, so yeah, I'll just show you the full server screen in case, you know, you're a little thrown off by all this stuff. So here, yeah. So the Amethyst will change the persona. Unfortunately, it turns it into Shaman, which is, you know, the persona that Mark already has to begin with. Which is a Chariot persona, which has a lot of strength. And actually, by doing this, you can actually see what the persona is going to learn later on in life. So it'll learn Gravity All and Flash All. Eventually. Gravity All and Flash All will be helpful. So let's get out of here. We were in there for a while. And we didn't even do anything about it. Isn't that a shame? So, yeah. We want to head this way. Sorry, just let me have a stroke. Now, there are several things that we want to do. Because we are recruiting Chris, what we need to do is go out of our way just to deny Ellen from getting into our party, which is required. Trust me, you need to do this. You can't just ignore her completely. You have to say no. Which sounds really mean, and it is, but if you want Chris, you're just gonna have to go up to Ellen and say no. So, yeah. So the subway is over there. Thank God for this map, by the way. We want to head into the subway. It doesn't really matter which side of the subway you go to. There's a man over there, but I'm not bothered to talk to him. Actually, I think it does matter which side of the subway you're going to. I do believe you want to go to... Which way's north? That way's north. It may not matter in the long run, but... Wait, hold on. I think... Yeah, you want to go in from this side. This is because that's where Ellen's gonna be. So the subway is completely optional at this point, and really you shouldn't even be in here. But if you want to personally go out of your way to deny Ellen of joining you, then come into here. Oh, Ellen, long time no see. How have you been? Mary, when did you leave the hospital? Oh, excuse me. I suppose there isn't the time to discuss that now. I'm just glad that everyone's safe and sound. Damn, this place is all messed up. I'm afraid so. I went around all over, but I couldn't find a way out. By the way, where is everyone? Are they searching for clues to what caused all this? I guess you could say that. Actually... So now we fill her in. Oh, really? Is that what happened? May I go with you, Noia? I'd like to do my own research too. Please take me with you. No. I understand. You want me to stay somewhere safe, don't you? Since I'm already out here, I think I'll take another look around town. Take care. So, if you say yes, you will have Ellen as your 5th and permanent party member. Which, you know, neat. We can leave that way. But I do believe we want to go this way, I think. Or is this a completely new part of the dungeon? So now we've gone out and personally said no to Ellen. we can continue on, and something that I do want to show off, which it's completely, you don't need to do this at all, like it's not even optional content that'll get you something. Yeah, like denying Ellen satisfaction. Nah, I'm kidding. Ellen's a cool character. But if you, yeah. So, if you were wondering whether or not the Snow Queen quest was planned to be included in this version of the game, yes it was. Very much so. In fact, the first few lines of dialogue were translated, you know, and there's even a leftover cutscene in the. There's actually no. All of the cutscenes, including the ones with Philemon, because there's specific ones for the Snow Queen quest, are translated, and they even got the voice actor to speak for them. Oh, actually, let's talk to that guy. So, yeah, you know, and obviously you can't access them without using a cheat device. I saw a pretty girl in the same uniform going into the subway station. So obviously he's talking about Ellen. But yeah, leftover stuff. And if you go into the leftover files of the game, you can still. No, not if you go into the leftover files, but if you somehow hack past the requirements to get into the Snow Queen quest, or you get into the Snow Queen quest, you can see that all of the content's still there. Every last piece, like the Snow Queen content, is still there. And like even the dialogue boxes pop up. However, when they pop up, I do believe that all the characters have their original designs, the original Japanese designs, which, funny. And all the text isn't translated, so it just comes up as a garbled mess. So seeing Ellen, according to her original design, Eriko, saying, like, is sort of like, confronting. But as we are almost at the school, as you can see, the school just isn't here. What's happening? The whole school has disappeared. What about TJ and everybody? This too is caused by the Davis system. That Guido, I'll get him. So if you try to go into the school, here is a cutscene for the Snow Queen quest that you can access, but you can't actually play through. So here's the 4 towers. There's a school which has been transformed. There's the Nemesis Tower, Devil's Peak, Thanatos Tower, and Hypnos Tower. All stuff for the Snow Queen quest, which you can catch with the PSP version of the game that I'm let's playing. Hey, look at that.